What's going on, y'all? I'm doing my thoughts here. I'm actually sitting on my floor of my living room in my apartment where I live. Wife is on a 24-hour duty. For those of you who don't know what that is, she's in the military. So when you're called, when you're in the military, and they say you got duty, that basically means you have to be from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. on base. And they have various things that they do. Folding laundry. So yeah, took this time to do this my thoughts about a video I saw where a police officer shot and killed a man's dog. And first things first, I don't care if the man was wrong, if he was doing something wrong, you know, or committing a crime or whatever. I don't know, I might have the link to the video attached in the description to this video, or I might have it play at the end, or maybe I might have it playing before even this. So anyway, that's one way or the other, you'll be able to see the video I'm talking about. And there's another one too. I'm not even gonna bother to attach that one because that's even more ridiculous. Anyway, there's 2 times now in the span of a couple days that police have used unnecessary, excessive, and deadly force on an animal. Okay, I understand the police officers are trained to use excessive and deadly force when it's appropriate, but it was not appropriate, nor was it needed in either one of these situations. The first one, the man, I guess he did something wrong, upset the police officer. So what he did was, they were following him, so he put his dog in the car. He had a Rottweiler. Dog the whole time is playful acting, you know, wagging its tail, everything. So he did the right thing, I guess, because he knew he was going to get arrested for whatever reason. I don't know the full story. And, you know, like I always say, if I find out more details, then I will elaborate on it in another episode of my thoughts. But yeah, so any loyal animal, especially dogs, are going to naturally do what they are naturally designed to do, which is protect their parents, and us being their parents. So the dog's barking. Apparently the window was down enough where the dog could push the window down and hopped out of the car, and he didn't charge the police officer. He walked up, still wagging his tail, mind you, but barking, you know, sort of like, let my daddy go. It's kind of like a warning. And most trained dogs, especially, because my pit bulls are the same way, they won't attack someone. That's not their first, you know, course of action. Now, if I was getting beat up or jumped, or someone had a weapon drawn on me or something, then my pit bull would probably attack to save my life. But this dog, he didn't even charge the police officer. He walked up, and the dude, you can see if you watch the video in detail, he was telling his dog, he was giving his dog commands. So if they would have stopped throwing the guy around, because they had him in cuffs at this point, and they were like pretty much manhunting him, throwing him around, it looked like it might have been a race issue as well, because all the police officers are white and the man that they have in cuffs is black. And yes, that still goes on a lot, and it's sad. But anyway, they were still manhandling this man. If they were just giving him a chance to talk his dog down, I'm almost positive that the dog would have sat down and listened. Because Honey Baby, my pit bull, if you guys follow me, if you listen to my thoughts and you've paid attention to my music videos even, she's in a couple of them. Anyway, they didn't give the man a chance to even say anything to his dog. The dog did not viciously attack the police officer. All he was doing was barking, and if you pay close attention, the tail was still wagging. You know, they had Rottweilers, a little nub usually. The little nub was still wagging. So the dog doesn't understand that that's a police officer. All it knows is, daddy's in trouble, I don't know this person, and this person's being aggressive to daddy. So the dog is doing what it knows naturally to do, to protect. Anyway, police officer draws his weapon, bow, shoots the dog. The dog retreats on the first shot. The dog retreats. Like, okay, alright, well, I'm backing up. The pig continues to shoot the dog and shoots the dog to death in broad daylight in the street. All the while, they're still manhandling and throwing this guy around and made him stand there and watch this other cop shoot his dog to death. I'm sorry, but somebody need to find out what police officer that was, find out his name, his badge number, and report it, because mark my words, now that it's happened once and it's happened twice, and nobody's said anything, nobody's done anything, it's going to continue to happen. If you're going to have a job like a police officer, do your job right. Don't take that badge and run with it like you're above the law yourself. Why do you think there's animal rights? Hello? I guarantee you, if there was animal control was present, or if the ASPCA or something was there, or one of the animal they have specialized units that are like animal police, if they were there, that police officer would have got arrested. They would have arrested him. They probably would have still let the other police officers take the man to jail for whatever he did, but they would have arrested that police officer and had him under investigation for the murder of that dog. And I'm an animal lover, okay? And as much as I love animals, I know when an animal is in the wrong and when it's not savable, because I had to put down one of mine, okay? So, I don't care if this police officer sees this video. Actually, I hope you do, you pig, because that's exactly what you are. You're a pig. I got no respect for police officers and idiots, assholes that hold badges like you. Okay? If you ain't like the guy, if you had a little racial issue, if he was disrespectful to you, that's fine. Whatever. Do what you're supposed to do according to your job, and within regulations and so forth and so on, to take care of it appropriately. But don't kill the man's animal. And if your excuse for killing the animal is because there was no one to take it, then call the proper authorities to come handle the animal. That's why that shit's in place. Excuse my French. But, you know. And now on to the second video. It's a dog, and I'm guessing they killed it because it was a pit bull, because you can tell it's a pit bull. But the dog was friendly. He looked like he was on a leash, tied up something. He was just walking back and forth, panting, wagging his tail. Just not posing a threat at all. None whatsoever. So I guess because this police officer might have been afraid of dogs, he decides, basically the way the video ends, the dog is listening to his commands. Sitting, laying down, being a good dog. Wagging his tail. He puts the dog catcher ring around his neck with the thing, pulls his pistol, and shoots the dog in the head. Murder. Now, for those of you who think this is crazy and think I'm ranting because this, that, and the third, that's probably because you're either not an animal lover or you've never owned an animal, much less a dog, and you don't know what it's like. Okay? I don't care what you say. Yes, human life is above animal life because that's even in the Word of God. We are their masters. But that doesn't mean because God gave us the power over them to abuse that power. There's bad and good in everything, people. They are still lives. And although humans are blessed with souls, they still have spirits, which means there's still a life right there. They still have feelings, they have emotions. If animals didn't have spirits or something that lives on after their passing, they would not be capable of love, affection, compassion, companionship, all the things that we have always said about dogs especially, and why we labeled them man's best friend. Before this poor pit bull was sent to an untimely grave, he was wagging his tail. I don't know if it's a boy or girl, but yeah, I'll just say he, just out of habit. The pit bull was wagging its tail, sat down, laid down on the ground, thinking everything's gonna be okay. And this asshole of a police officer, this pig, pulls his pistol. I guess, oh, I got a badge, I could do what I want. Puts it to the dog's head and pulls the trigger. I don't know about you guys. I would love to hear your comments. Well, read your comments. Video responses are welcome. But I'm outraged. And I think that people like me need to speak out against this kind of thing. That's another one. If anybody watches this video and you can find out that police officer's name, badge number, what department, state it happened in, we need to petition against him. Something needs to be done to get officers like this out of those uniforms, off the force. Because if they can get away with mindless violence against an animal, it starts there. It's even been proven over the years that a murderer, before they murder a person, usually will practice on animals. And it doesn't matter what job you hold. Just because you're a police officer doesn't mean you don't have murderous tendencies. Hateful tendencies. Hate begets murder. So, I'm outraged. I'm pissed off. I'm sad. And I wish that I wouldn't have seen those videos. But at the same time, I'm glad I did so I could speak out about it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. I might not even be able to do a part 2 to this one. But if I find out more and I feel the need to elaborate on this, I will. But, you know, you guys watch the videos that I'm talking about. And if you can find them, I'll try to see if I can provide the links. Or maybe, like I said, if I can, I'll show them at the end of this My Thoughts. Or maybe before it. So that you guys can really see why I'm so hurt, why I'm so outraged, why I'm so angry about this. And my wife and I, we love our dogs. Like, to me, my pit bulls, I have a son, you know, from my ex-wife. But for my wife and I now, our pit bulls, our doggies, they are our babies because we don't have any children together. See what I'm saying? So to someone who owns a dog, no matter what kind of lifestyle they live, a lot of people get dogs to help them focus on their animal's life so that they can correct their life. For me personally, my pit bulls changed my life. I keep looking this way because they're actually asleep on the couch behind me while I'm doing this video and folding laundry. But like, man, I was thinking about attaching those videos as part of this video, but what I'll probably do is just get the links to them and attach them in the description. So underneath, if you want to see exactly why I'm speaking out about this, you can see for yourself. Mind you, it's graphic. It's graphic. It's gut-wrenching. If you love animals, you're not going to want to see it. But if you really want to understand why I'm so angry, pissed off, you need to see them. And I'm serious. Anybody seeing these videos, I really, really hope that you seriously take me to heart when I say, help me find out these police officers' information. What city, state, department, badge number, full name, rank, excuse me, freaking, if we can pull up the police report information, why they were called to the scene, the whole 9 yards. Because I want to start a petition against police officers like this. They're not making us safer, and if somebody doesn't stand up and speak out, it'll continue to happen. I'm to the point now, I don't even walk my dogs outside very often. Like, I have them trained. I take them out early in the morning, late at night if I have to. If I'm walking them somewhere and I see a police officer following me, I change my route. I disappear quickly. Because I don't want to be pulled up by some police officer that happens to be that asshole having a bad day, and one of my babies pays with their life only because they were protecting mine like they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? To me, an animal is not just an animal, it's a companion. You know, so y'all might think I'm crazy. That's all right, but you're watching for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You're watching for a reason. You're watching, most of you who are watching because you value some part of my outlook on life in general. You know, I haven't done so many gut-wrenching My Thoughts recently, but this one here, I just couldn't overlook it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. We need a petition against these assholes. And yeah, I know my words are kind of colorful in this one, but whatever. And trust me, even if you own an animal, own a pet, and you think I'm overreacting, you won't think I'm overreacting if it happens to you. Think about that. Peace. God bless.